What is up, everyone? Wow, dang it. I told myself I would start this video differently because I always say, what is up? I was going to say, hi. So, hi. Anyway, welcome to another video. We are going to try some new makeup today. I've got some handful of new drugstore things, some high-end things, a new palette. We've got all kinds of stuff. I've obviously already applied it because we're going to go back in time and apply it together. But I did want to take a second to thank today's video sponsor, which is Casetify. That is the phone case brand I'm always using. This is the phone case I currently have from them. How freaking pretty is this? These are all my favorite colors in one. It's like this ivory color, but then it's got light pink and purple. It's kind of like, in my head, a watercolory, marbly beautifulness. So I also have this really pretty one that is like kind of holographic-y. It's see-through. I had the word grateful on it because you can customize the cases. That is kind of my like word of the year in my mind. I'm trying to be a little bit more grateful. That sounds like I'm not grateful, but you know what I mean. And then the one I actually was just using before this one is this one that looks like tortoiseshell. I think it is so, so pretty. And then I also have this kind of cream colored one, and I had it customized with my name on it. That one is one of my favorites as well. Again, I like how clean and simple that one is. But I really, really like the Casetify cases because they are made from recycled and plant-based materials, which I think is really cool. But I love how protective they are. You can drop them from up to 9.8 feet depending on which version of the case you're getting. It's incredible. I want to show you a drop test right now because I drop this sucker all of the time. And it literally never has a scratch, a dent, or anything. They are so protective. I'm never worried about my very expensive investment of my phone. All of us spend a lot of money on our phone, so having it protected really is important. But I also love that they're protective, but they're also really slim and thin. You don't feel like you have this giant box around your phone, but they're also still really cute. They have an endless amount of different options. You can get different patterns, different colors. You can customize them with your name or monogram, or like I did, your word of the year if you have one. But I also think it's really cool that their new impact and ultra impact cases are made of 65% recycled and plant-based materials. And their cases come in 100% recycled packaging, which I think is really, really cool. Plus their cases feature Defensify, which is an antimicrobial coating, which kills 99% of bacteria. So it's just an all-around really great case. There are so many options, like I said. I love that it's really protective, but really cute. I definitely have found that this is so much more protective than other cases I've gotten that are a lot cheaper. I know that I'm never concerned about my phone, and I have never had an issue since switching to Casetify, which is fantastic. So something that was important to me is that the case was wireless charging compatible and also 5G compatible, and this is both, which is awesome. So if you, like me, I exclusively charge my phone with a wireless charger, you can still use them with the Casetify cases, which is fantastic. Plus, they make a great gift for friends and family. If you have someone that you feel like is kind of hard to buy for, a phone case isn't a bad idea. All you need to know is something that they're into and the exact phone they have. Plus, if you didn't know, they now have cases for Android. So if you've been waiting and you've been like hearing that they have iPhone cases, but you have an Android, they finally have Android cases, and they are really, really cute too. So definitely wanted to mention that. So if you want to get 15% off of your Casetify order, you can go to casetify.com/Jessica Braun to get that 15% off. I will have that link right at the top of the description box for you. And yeah, thank you so much, Casetify, for supporting my channel and sponsoring this portion of the video. So now we are gonna go back in time and I'm gonna try out this makeup with you guys. Spoiler alert, some of it's really good and some of it is not. All right, so what's up? I'm throwing on some moisturizer. This is just the Dr. Jart Ceramide and Cream. This stuff is so good, you guys. So, so good. So, I have some drugstore stuff that's new I want to try out. I have some high-end stuff. It's kind of a solid mix. This is really a makeup haul, but we're trying stuff on too. So, try on makeup haul, whatever you want to call it. I'm just excited. Is this the first video I'm filming since no, I filmed last week. It's a Monday, so it feels like a fresh start. The day that I'm filming this, I should say, is a Monday. I don't know. I'm just feeling real good, and I am excited to be filming a makeup-y sit-down video, so that's what we're doing. I don't know why I'm introing again, but here we are. So let us start with, I finally got a better shade, I hope, of the Maybelline Green Edition. I feel like I've gone around and around with this stuff. I bought a shade I thought would be right, and it was like comically way too light. Or was it way too dark and I went lighter? Maybe that was it. This may be, yeah, this is the lightest shade and it's still kind of dark. So if you have fairer skin, I mean, I have fairer skin, so I don't know. We're gonna see. So this is their tinted oil. I think it's supposed to be similar to a lot of the tinted oils that are out there. Kosas was pretty famous for one. There's also the other brand, I can't think of it. I just bought another shade of that too because I want to compare them eventually. Anyway, so we're just gonna see. The viewfinder is my mirror today. I think this shade is a lot better. I don't think it's perfect, but it is a lot better than the other one was that I had, which I think was like the next shade up. No, I think it was shade 30 and this is shade 10. I know you guys are really invested in my shade journey. It doesn't look bad. I feel like it had a little more coverage than I expected looking at my skin without and with. I kind of pictured it having less coverage, more a la the, why can't I think of anything today? The Glossier skin tint that has like no coverage at all. This definitely has more coverage than that, so that's nice. Again, it's reminding me of the, what is the freaking brand? It'll come to me, guys, I promise. I know some of you guys are shouting it at the screen right now. The real test is how it looks on my nose because I feel like a product like this can either look really nice or really weird, and this is not looking bad. It's sitting a little bit better than I expected. I didn't use a primer today because I just wanted to see how this performs on its own. I actually had grabbed my e.l.f. Power Grip, one of my absolute favorites, but I didn't end up throwing it on, obviously, because I don't know. I just want to see what this looks like on its own. It's a Race Against the Clock. What's that game? Pop Goes Perfection. Remember that? Oh my gosh, blast from the past. I think that game still exists. I might have to get that for Genevieve. I feel like she would love that. But anyway, that's what it's like. I feel like every video I have put out the past month has been absolutely chaotic and I cannot, I don't know what to do, you guys. So this is not looking bad. It really isn't. I feel like it's kind of catching a little bit weird around my lips. Like there's like peach fuzz there that it's catching on. I don't know. It is sitting a little weird in some areas on my chin. Not even just peach fuzz, but just kind of sitting weird. And maybe this is one you could do with a brush, but I feel like it'd be weird with a brush. Let me try it. I'll try it on my forehead. We're gonna use the e.l.f. Complexion Duo. I just bought another part of the haul. It's actually kind of cool, I'll show you, because it has a foundation, you know, like a larger side and then a smaller side, so you could do foundation and concealer. I'm just gonna kind of press this in and see. Undoubtedly, it will have a little more coverage this way. I feel like e.l.f. makes really good complexion brushes, especially not the white-handled ones they sell, but the ones with the black are usually better, which you would know because they're a little more expensive. But yeah, it's sitting weird everywhere, y'all. I don't know if you can see how weird it's like jagged in certain areas, like it's not quite blending in, both with the brush and the sponge. Yeah, it looks really weird around there. And I honestly don't typically have that big of a problem with virtually any product. I know I keep like totally covering the thing, but I don't have a mirror. I don't think that one's for me. I'll try it a couple more times, but just upon first, like there's just better out there at the drugstore. You guys know that I do a lot of drugstore videos and I talk about a lot of drugstore products. I just think there's better out there. I don't think it's bad though. Like looking at it, especially, you know, who is this close to me? Looking at it from, you know, 2 feet away, I think my skin looks healthy, so it's not terrible. So if you were dying to try it, I don't think you're gonna be like so disappointed that you're like, this is the worst thing ever, but I certainly don't think it's the best thing ever, and I think it's kind of sitting a little bit weird. So that's my original verdict. We'll see as I try it more. I'll mention it in the speed reviews, I am sure. So next product we're trying is the CoverGirl Simply Ageless Triple Action Concealer. This one is unique because the wand is just like this ceramic. There's no actual doe foot. It's literally just that. So when you try to apply it, you have to just have it on the end and like dab it on and then blend it in. And when I looked this up online, it literally said dab it on or whatever, then blend it in however you're gonna blend it in. So you can't like spread a whole bunch on. So if you're someone that, you know, you're like, I don't wanna put too much or whatever, this will control that because you can't really put a lot on, you know? So let's try my finger with this side because this is definitely a really thin formula. Definitely looks brightening. So thin, oh my gosh. And of course, the Simply Ageless line is meant to be for more mature skin, people that have lines, wrinkles, etc., fill in the blanks, which everyone has in some fashion or another, and we all will eventually get. I'm definitely on the road, baby, and that's okay. As I've said before, we should be so lucky to live so long to be able to get older and get wrinkles and stuff. It doesn't look terrible. I don't think it, I mean, this is not a high coverage product, but without and with, I do feel like it looks brightened. It looks healthier. I feel like this is one of those really nice, lightweight summertime ones maybe because like even looking at it up close, it's almost undetectable. But again, it's not gonna have high coverage. So if you have a lot to cover, you're not gonna like this concealer, period. Point blank, you will not like it. I don't love the applicator. I get that it's like kind of cooling and you're putting it on your under eye, so it kind of feels good, but not enough that I'd still, I think, rather have a doe foot. Let me try it with an actual brush here to see how it does. It doesn't look bad. So here's the thing. I tried this once before, and it was kind of like on a day that I wasn't doing a lot of makeup. I was just kind of tossing some stuff on. And so I kind of quickly, and I was like, okay, don't like the applicator. So I was instantly kind of turned off, and I didn't really pay super close attention to how it looked, how it wore. So now, like, actually honing in on it, I feel like it looks like it's not super obvious, and I kind of like it. I don't think this would be my holy grail everyday thing, but for a lot of the days where I'm just doing something quick, this blends in so fast and it looks so natural, but it still looks like I've done something. I feel like my eyes look a little bit more awake, a little bit more covered, but it doesn't look dry and cakey, and that's the thing, right? Like, you don't want to be up close to someone or like in direct sunlight in the summer and feel like everything just looks so dry and cakey and it's making it look worse. I feel like this is not making anything look worse. It makes it all look a little bit better, a little bit more brightened, but it's not obvious. So I was instantly like, I'm not gonna like it. And now after trying it again, I'm like, it's actually kind of good. I'm gonna throw in my e.l.f. Wow Brow really fast. When I was picking out what to wear today, and I knew, like, in my head, I'm like, okay, I'm filming. This is a shirt from Amazon, and it's actually, how freaking cute is that sleeve? It's so cute, and it's like, this shirt is like flowy and bigger. It's just like a flattering, cute shirt, and you can wear a longer necklace because it has that higher neckline. But I used a steamer I got, if you saw our Costco, it was actually just a vlog, but within it, we went to Costco and showed some of the stuff there, and I got a steamer there, and I never ironed my clothes, and that freaking steamer is the greatest thing I've spent my money on in months. It heats up within like 10 seconds, all the way. The steamer is incredible. It doubles as an iron. I literally just hung this. It was so wrinkled. I hung it on like our shower on a hanger, and I just used the steamer real fast, and it actually worked. I've used so many steamers that like you have to pull it taut just so, and how do you have enough hands for that? This, I hardly had to pull taut. It just freaking worked. I could not believe it. I'm a convert, so I'll link if I can find the exact one, because this one, man, holy cannoli. And I know you can get it at Costco online for a better deal, but you can also just buy it. I mean like not on Costco, but just elsewhere. I can't believe how well it worked. There's not a single wrinkle. I was gonna say nary a wrinkle, but I don't think that would be grammatically correct. Anyway, I do not like that foundation. It just looks so weird right here. Ugh. It's gonna be one of those days that I'm excited to wipe the makeup off just because of the foundation. Okay, eyeshadow. You already got a glimpse of what I bought. I have not bought a new palette from Anastasia in so long. It was almost weird to do, but if you recall, I feel like Anastasia kind of had a moment of time where they were releasing way too much, and so I was like, I'm overwhelmed. And then they took some time off, or at least it seemed to me. Like, I felt like I didn't hear a lot about it, and then they launched this beauty. So this is not one I think I would have bought if it was part of like a bunch of releases, but it's just so different that I was like, I kind of want to try it. So it's the Nouveau palette. This is what it looks like. Isn't that different? I always say with palettes like this, like if there's a colorful shade, if you cover it up, look at it that way and kind of decide, would you use those colors? Because sometimes it throws me off and I'm like, well, the purple, I don't get it. But if you cover it, like that is a beautiful neutral palette. But that purple also looks fun. Now, I'm not gonna use the purple today because I feel like I've already got a lot going on. Pink, blue, made me think of Sleeping Beauty when they changed the dress back and forth, you know, pink and blue. I think adding purple to the mix is a bad idea, but I'm just excited to try some of these. So I haven't swatched them. It's so beautiful. Oh my gosh. I am a fan of the Anastasia, I almost said cream, shimmer formula. Oh my gosh. I mean, just beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. So there are some of the shimmer swatches there. I mean, come on. Let me do a few mattes as well. I'll do that purple because I know some of you guys are going to want to see it. I feel like that would be a hard color. I'm going to do it over my my watch tan line. So there's that peacock shade if you're curious about the like blue, green, brown kind of looking shadow. But there are some more of them. Really, really nice. Like that purple is not wildly vibrant, but I think you really could probably build it up to be, you know, especially if you put like a white base underneath. So really pretty. I'm excited to give her a whirl. What was I watching where they were all joking about their watch tan line and like whoever had the most prominent watch tan line gets to go first or whatever. It just made me laugh. I'm like, we all have watch. Well, I shouldn't say we all, but I feel like a lot of us do. I think I want to go with this like beautiful kind of bronzy copper look. I know you guys are surprised because this is literally the color. But this is the one that when I saw this, I was like, I like that color. I'm a creature of habit, baby. Can't help it. Oh my gosh, the like glitter shift in this, or like the kind of has like a green tint to it. That is so cool. There's definitely a little bit of fallout because again, I feel like I love this formula, but it may be one you consider doing your eyes first. I mean, I'm just rocking and rolling with it, so I guess we'll see how bad it is. But this color is gorgeous. I'm just gonna kind of blend it first. I just can't get over the shift in the light. I don't even feel like I need another shadow with this. This is totally dimensional, and there's like actual glitter in it, but I feel like it's actually kind of staying, other than a little bit of fallout, I feel like it's like actually staying where I put it, which is nice. Wow, that was a whole look right there. Wait, it really made me look like I knew what I was doing. I don't even feel, I was gonna say, look how well it blended. I was gonna get like Fleur here, but I don't really feel like I need it. I don't wanna go overkill. I'm gonna get Paloma and just kind of do the brow bone because that's kind of closer to my skin tone. I didn't really have to do it, but I can always help blend. I will probably at the end grab Fleur and do it on my lower lash line. Remind me, okay? So I'm a fan so far. That one single shadow was so easy to work with. I feel like a lot of these, I could mess around with this like green and do a single shadow look with that. I really am excited to actually try the purple. I know you're like surprised, but I feel like it would just be fun. And it, for me, is a workable color to just do purple on the lid. Simple, you know? I feel like I think about color and I get so like in the weeds in my head and I'm like, it's gotta be so complicated. I'm like, Jessica, you can take a single color and just put it on your lid. It is not that deep. Like I make it so hard in my head. So I promise to try the purple. And if I do, I'll share about it. I'll be sure to brag about it. You guys will be like, Jessica, what are you bragging about? It doesn't even look that good. All right, I have this liner I actually got as a sample from Sephora. It was like a point perk or whatever. And this is the Makeup Forever Aqua Resist color pencil in black. I wanna see how it does in the upper waterline if it doesn't transfer down, because technically with a name like Aqua Resist, figure it should, but I've never actually tried this line. So I figure I'll give it a whirl. My freaking Makeup by Mario brown liner is out of stock, so I don't know what to do. I'm working with like, I have like 3 nubs left. 3 separate pencils that are all down to the nub. I'm like trading them off each day. I'm laughing because my oldest brother, we had everyone over the other day for my daughter, just to get together. It was her baptism, etc. We made way too many cupcakes and they are like our favorite recipe. I'll link below. It's actually a recipe for a rainbow cake. But long story, we made them into cupcakes. They were delicious, minus the rainbow coloring. Okay, we made too many, like 48. And we had a lot of people over. It was like over 20 people, but still, it was like way too many cupcakes. So I sent a lot of my family members home with them, and I sent him home with like 12 because he has a lot of kids. And they left it in their car overnight, so he was heading into work, and he sent me a picture this morning like, hey, the cupcakes are still here. And I said, well, that works out. It was like 10 a.m. I was like, well, that works out because they go great with coffee. And so he just sent me a picture and they're all like, because they've been in the car all day, they're all melted and weird. It just made me laugh. So holy moly, that applied, it was so creamy. It was so easy to apply. So yeah, we'll see. If I fall in love, man, I would buy a full size, but we'll get this one down to the nub too if I like it. So the mascara we're using is another new one from the drugstore. This is the CoverGirl Exhibitionist Stretch and Strengthen Mascara. So I think the idea is that it's got like, it's a good formula like for the health of your lashes. I mean, I'll bite. I'm all about that. But I like the wand. It's got a Christmas tree shaped wand. And I like a natural bristle, nice firm brush, so we're gonna see. Seems to separate really nicely. I'm trying to get a little more volume out of it though, and I'm not so far successful. We'll try a second and third coat though and kind of see. And again, it's kind of a more wet formula, which I don't typically like, but a lot of times after like a week or two, the formula is like perfect. So it could be one of those, you know. I am just loving the shade of the shadow. I just feel like it's so like, not unique. I mean, I wear colors like this all the time, but like the glitter to it and stuff is just so pretty. All right, let's try a second coat over here. Yeah, it's definitely adding a little volume. So after it dries for a sec, I feel like you can go in and push them up a little bit more, you know, add a little bit more. That concealer is really sinking into fine lines. I think because it is so lightweight, it's just something to be aware of. I haven't set it yet. I am gonna set it with the powder here in a minute, which I set pretty much every concealer unless I'm like literally throwing on like concealer and, you know, that's it. I might not take the time, but when am I ever throwing on concealer and that's it? I mean like BB cream and concealer and going, you know, but generally I typically set it. So that's not that crazy to me, but just something to be aware of if you are super concerned about that. It's definitely settling in do some fine lines. I just feel like this foundation is literally making my skin look so much older. I mean, it really does not look good. It just doesn't look good at all. Okay, so far, well, I'll share at the end kind of my verdict on a lot of these because I know we're trying a lot and it can get a little overwhelming. So let us move on to bronzer. So this is one this is not like my first impression of it, but I want to try it on camera because I've been enjoying it so much. Have I tried this on camera? I don't know that I have. This is the L'Oreal Infallible Bronzer. My theory on this, as I've shared, oh wait, no, maybe I have tried it on camera. Either way, I want to try I want to try it again. This I love, but actually before I do it, I want to put on some powder because A, I feel like I need more coverage, but B, I'm just not vibing. So I'm going to use my Makeup Forever powder foundation and just kind of put that where I want it. It's looking better. And then I did want to throw something on my under eyes. I'm going to use the Bare Minerals concealer. It's their loose powder concealer, and I love this. A little bit goes a long way. Like, you really don't need much, but it is such a great product, especially when you're wearing a concealer that needs to be set. It really helps set it, but also if you need a little more coverage, which I don't think generally I do with this. Like I said, I would be using this concealer in my day-to-day life just for a quick look. But since I am putting on a lot more makeup today, it feels weird to not have a little more coverage. So this will give me that. Bronzer, back to this. So like I said, I think I've tried this on camera, but I love it and I want to try it again. And it's just one of those that I think is really just their powder foundation formula, but they just made it in some shades and labeled it a bronzer, because I could have probably, and I still could, go into their Infallible powder foundation line and I could probably find this shade and just use it as a bronzer. So it's smart of them to market it this way because of course I'm all excited. But I really all along probably could have just gotten a powder foundation in this shade and used it as a bronzer for my skin tone, you know? But I'm really enjoying it. I definitely think sometimes because it has a little bit of coverage itself, I can get a little heavy-handed with it, but because the shade, for me, I have 200 Fair, is not so bronze for my skin tone, I can easily kind of blend it in and stuff and make it look better, but I just have been liking it. It's a nice, creamy, smooth formula, and I feel like you can't always find a bronzer that also has a little bit of coverage, so in case it's lifting up the foundation or powder underneath it, it's gonna cover your skin anyway. You know what I mean? Beyond just with that color. I don't know if that made sense, but I think it did. You guys, I finally bought some of the new Benefit box blushes. So I got Peachin' and Shelly. I actually brought Peachin' with me to Disney. This one has a nice smell. It doesn't smell like peaches though. I thought for sure they would make it smell like peaches, but it doesn't. Just a very light smell, but I love, it's just the most classic peach color. Like, it is a classic peach blush. So I really enjoyed this in Disney. And then this other one I haven't used as much, so we're gonna use it today, is called Shelly. And comparing them to, what does this smell like? Gosh, this smells like the classic Benefit smell. And I don't even know how to describe it because they do smell a little different. There is Shelly, there is Peachin'. So Shelly definitely has more of a pink tint to it, and Peachin' looks probably more shimmery just looking at it this way, but I think because I've worn a lot of it off there, that's why it looks that way. So we're gonna try Shelly. Clown cheeks. I don't mean that in a mean way. I feel like that's mean to say because nothing against clowns, no. I feel like that's mean to say because some people like their blush this pigmented, and hey, I say more power to you. So I don't mean to make fun of people that like to wear the blush. Also, blush is like, this kind of like bright blush is a thing. But I do need to blend it nonetheless because I definitely just looks like a stripe. I like this tone though. I think it's pretty, and again, very, very summery and just like a happy blush. I think out of the two, the one I will probably get the most use out of just naturally is Peachin' because it's not quite as bright for my skin tone, but I really like both. But if you are anywhere near me, I would recommend Peachin' over this. But I do think it's pretty. They're super easy to work with. Like, you just saw that. I put a lot on and it blended in really quickly, even though I definitely over applied it. It's just one of those things. I'm kind of interested to buy another one because I'm such a fan. So let me know if there is a shade of this whole line, because they released a whole bunch of them, that you think I would like, because I would totally buy another. All right, we're gonna try the Essence, I've had this for years. The Essence Pure Nude Highlight. It's like $4 or $5. It is so good. We're just gonna throw that in my spots. I love this stuff because I feel like I can go ham with it and it doesn't matter. Like it still looks awesome. Such a fan. So for lips, I have a new lip gloss I want to try. So I'm just going to throw on the Sephora Creme de la Creme lip liner and then MAC Cream in Your Coffee. Cream in Your Coffee is the most perfect fall shade. Yes. So pretty. One of you guys, actually a couple of you guys recommended that shade for me a while ago. It's so beautiful. Oh my gosh, these are a perfect combo. These lip liners, I still recommend. They are so freaking good from Sephora. They're around $10. They have a million shades. I have like 3 or 4 of them and I love all of them. They're retractable, which is awesome. This shade is so cool. So the gloss I want to try is from Milani. This is the Milani Keep It Full Max Balm Shell Plumping Lip Balm. So this is in 100. It's just like a clear. I wore this the other day and I didn't pay attention, to be honest with you. Ooh, it has a good kind of slightly fruity smell. I like it. Definitely already looks a little, I'm starting to feel a little bit of a tingle, and I feel like my lips already look a little less lined, which is pretty cool. Verdict on the liner, it definitely transfers down. I've already wiped it off of my lower waterline and it's already back again. So I think it would work okay if you were a bottom, which most people are. Most people don't do their eyes the way I do them, but if you're a bottom waterline gal and you want it there, I think that would not be an issue. But it's if you're wanting to keep it up above and it transfers down, it definitely transfers down. Oh yeah, so I wanted to grab this shade in the palette, the little Fleur shade, and just do it in the lower lash line area. I feel like that can look so nice. Comparing it with it and without it, it can really define that area, but it's such a soft definition that it doesn't make you necessarily look like older or anything. You know what I mean? Sometimes, not that always lining your bottom makes you older, it doesn't, but I just feel like this just is such a soft effect. But it's easily a step I forget when I'm getting ready because I typically do it at the end after I've already like set my under eye and all that stuff. Let me take a moment. Let's run down the new things we tried because obviously I used some stuff I'd already had, but the new things we tried and how I'm feeling. All right, I've got my loves, my mess, and my don't need to try again. Let's start with the don't need to try again. And again, I say that I probably will try again, but like I should maybe categorize it as, I don't think you guys need to buy these. The Maybelline Green Edition, it's still, even with putting like a powder foundation to kind of fix it all, it just looks weird in different areas of my face. I don't typically experience that, so I don't need to try that again. The CoverGirl Exhibitionist mascara is fine. It's just not like great. I'll link my favorite drugstore mascara down below that's like $5. This maybe shouldn't be in this category. The Make Up Forever Aqua Resist pencil is fine, but for what I was looking for, it didn't do it. However, it was really creamy. And so if you're looking for a super creamy kind of stay in place liner, you might really like it. The ones that I'm gonna say meh because I'm still trying them out and deciding is the Milani Balm Shell. I'm enjoying it. It definitely still has that tingle. It's starting to tingle more though, and now it's kind of starting to feel like the cinnamony burn. But I feel like that was so much more prevalent. I don't know. So it's still in my meh pile. And then the CoverGirl I am liking, but like I said, huge caveat of it doesn't give a lot of coverage and it does sink into fine lines, but it's such a quick little like dab, dab, dab type concealer that looks nice. It doesn't like accentuate dryness or cakiness, which I like. So it's right in that middle area. And then my faves, obviously I'm really enjoying the palette, even though I've technically only used one. Oh no, 2 shade. 3. I used that one. You guys probably could have guessed before I even tried this which ones I was going to end up using. But like I said, I'm going to mess with some of these, especially the beautiful shimmers, and do some other different colored single shadow looks and see how I like them. So I'm a fan. I'm just excited to have a new palette from Anastasia that I was actually excited about. And of course, the L'Oreal bronzer, I've already spoken to death, but I'm really enjoying. And then I'm really enjoying these blushes. I just feel like they're easy to blend. They're pretty. I love the smell. Is that loose? Oh no, Shelly just came loose. No, now it's breaking. Come on. Look at this. It like came up and now it's like, oh my gosh, I'm trying to press it back in the pan. Oh man, I didn't even travel with this one. I guess I'm glad it's not the peachin' one. I'm gonna have to repress it. Anyway, I really do like them though. Now I'm super bummed. So I actually have a pile of other new makeup I didn't end up trying in this. I'll have to try in a future video. The Say Hydra Beam Concealer, the Makeup by Mario Soft Sculpt Transforming Skin Enhancer. So many of you guys said, I mentioned it in a like talking about new makeup video, and so many of you guys were like, no, it's actually really good. So I put my foot in my mouth and then I bought it. And then I've got the NARS new cream bronzer, random stuff like that. So we'll have to try that in a future video. I typically only do these types of videos like once a month. But again, this is one that I feel like I get a lot of questions about. Have you tried that? And I'm like, well, I've already done one this month, so I can't do another. But I might just end up doing more than one of these a month because there's so much new out that's exciting to try. So we shall see. But I love you guys. I hope that you enjoyed. Thank you again to Casetify for sponsoring a portion of this video. If you want to get 15% off your Casetify order, you can do so by going to casetify.com/Jessica Braun. I'll have that link right at the top of the description box. And I love you guys. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.